Welcome to the Sip and Chat. I am Marlene of Love Marlene 411. Thank you all so much for being here for today's podcast. And we're just waiting on my co host, Miss Nexie. So I hope you guys are all well. How are you, loved ones, doing this evening? If you have not already, hit the like, share this out because this is a topic that really is an important one, like almost everyone that we have. So, we're going to be talking today about running from your own shadow, your past, the mistakes, and gaining that self acceptance. Hey, Anita, how are you doing? Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Um, I feel like that's one of the things, talking about running from your own shadow, running from things that happen to you is something that I think just about everybody has done. If we're going to be 100% transparent and honest, every single person, they run from their own shadow until they learn about, self-love, forgiveness, and many other things that we're going to talk about today. Oh, you're sick today? Yeah, tomorrow will be better, Anita. Hope you feel better. So let's get into today's topic. When we talk about running from our own shadow, first we have to start talking about our past, right? So everybody has a past. Everybody has done wrong things. Everybody has been through some struggles, made some bad decisions. Everybody has a past. It's just that some people act like they're perfect. Some people act like they never have made any mistakes, you know, and they try to throw that in your face, the things that you have done. And just because you may have done something in the past, that doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you a human being. And there's a lot of people who they make fun of you from for who you were, but people don't know about personal growth and maturity and wisdom. There's certain things that you go through not because you actually want to, but sometimes it could be just your circumstance at that time. You just don't know your worth yet. You have not been introduced to self-worth. You have not been introduced to your awareness. You really don't know about having a purpose, know about, just doing what you're supposed to be doing for you. And it's okay because everybody has to grow at some point in their life. And, I always say you should thank your past for who you turn into. And if we didn't get certain things happen to us, or if we didn't make certain decisions, if we didn't have a past and do certain things, then would you turn out to be who you are today? Most likely not. I know with the things that I endured, if I didn't get put in certain compromising situations, if I didn't get horrible friendships and relationships, then I wouldn't know how to recognize a good friend. I wouldn't know how to recognize a good person to be in a romantic relationship. Because when you really find bad people who are, just not good for us, it's not until they leave our life that we can really recognize, like, what role did I play, like what did I allow. And that's the thing about the past, it allows us to be completely honest with ourselves. It gives us an opportunity to go back in time and ask ourselves some questions about why we put up with certain things, why did we allow certain things to happen to us. And then what can I do to make my future better and brighter? I think that's where the change happens, when that's how you can stop running from your own shadow, when you just allow yourself to say, you know, this is what I allowed, right? This is what I allowed to happen, but this part is what I own. This part is what I have done. This is the role that I played in it. And now I know that that's not a good thing, and I know that I deserve better. And we don't have to run from our past anymore, when it's we stop attaching shame to just being human, or to not have the right knowledge, or not be introduced to self love, or not knowing certain things, because we get put in certain situations and we make certain decisions based on what we know. And sometimes we just don't know better. And also, we're just blindsided from certain people. We get taken advantage of, we get disrespected. So it's all of those things could be some of the reasons why we run from our own shadow, why we hide certain things, just like that skeleton in the closet, because we're so afraid of, facing it, because it's painful, because it's embarrassing. And also, just to we just want to just like admit, like, to ourselves, like, we wish that it never would have happened. But if it didn't happen, there's always a way that we grow from things. We grow as women, and we grow as men, because of what we have endured. And if we didn't endure certain things, if we didn't go through certain things, we wouldn't know how strong we were. We wouldn't know how courageous we could become. So, this conversation today, this podcast, is all about talking about, some painful things, some hard things. Maybe you made some poor choices. Maybe you did some wrong things. Maybe you hurt some people. Or it could be, maybe some people hurt you, and it was either traumatic, uh, could be dramatic. It could have been, hurt your ego. It could have, you know, caused you, maybe you experienced some homelessness. Maybe you were in a DV situation. It's a lot of things that can happen to us from our past. Even, having children, losing children, lots of things can happen from the past. But it's about gaining awareness and knowledge, and not letting the past be something dark, be something that we try to hide and cover up. Everything that we go through is an opportunity for us to grow. It's an opportunity for us to mature and be better human beings. But it really truly is up to us. It's up to us 100% of the time how we choose to look at ourselves. Do we choose to look at the things that we have done and grow from it? Do we choose to mature from it, or do we choose to hide it and to let, the ego take over? And instead of humbling ourselves and accepting, being accountable for what we have done, do we realize that, oh, that's not me? Or do we blame others for the past? So we have to think about those questions. So while you guys are marinating on that, welcome to the Sip and Chat. What are you guys sipping on today? I see my wonderful co-host in the background. Let's welcome Miss Nexie to the show.
Hello, Marlene. Chat.
Hi.
I am so sorry. I'm running super, super, super late, but here I am.
Yes, you're here. That's all that matters. Welcome to the Sip and Chat.
What are you sipping on?
Oh, you're going to be like, boring. but I'm just having a cold glass of milk because I just was eating some lemon cake.
I knew it. It wasn't in vain that you were having milk. I was like, she must have had some pie or cake. There's no way she'll drink milk just because of her good
Nope,
health.
nope, nope, nope.
Well, I'm drinking a very nice, delicious,
Mm.
regular latte from Starbucks. That's all.
Ooh, latte in the house.
I have crossed so many like different. I come across the different drinks they have, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the peppermint, come remember la mocha, whatever they have. I get to the front and I'm over here obsessing with the drink and I have it planned in my head. Okay, I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get it. And then my turn comes and then they're like, okay, so what can I get for you? And I'm like, you know what? Just let me have a regular latte. I have ponder on my head that gonna get the delicious new drink, the pumpkin spice latte or whatever it is. I ponder in my head, I get it right to the tip, and then I said, nah, let me be boring.
Oh, you're hilarious. Oh, did you see? I put on my other channel. I just had the hot caramel apple spice tea. That was
From
from Starbucks. That was
Did
yesterday.
you like it?
I love well, you have to be an apple cider person and I love hot apple
Uh,
cider.
yeah, I am, which is why I'm asking if you like it because
Oh,
when
yes.
my kids worked there, they used to bring me a lot of the tea. It's so good, huh?
Oh, it's so
Did you have it
good.
ice or hot?
No, no, no. I had it hot
Oh,
with
my kind of girl. Yes.
yes, I have to have it hot and I said, yeah, and make it even sweeter. Put some caramel on top of
Oh,
it.
oh no, 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 no. Let's
Yes,
not get on.
yes,
No,
yes,
no, Marlene.
yes,
No.
Maxie. Yes. Sweeter the better.
I'm gonna go with Rico on this one. No, no, no. The sweeter, not the better. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. That's
Mm-mm.
not what my inner child, not what my 7-year old says.
Your
Sweeter
7-year-old needs Pap House. That's what it needs. So, what are we talking about today?
okay.
Tell me, tell me.
Today we're talking about running from your own shadow, your past, the mistakes, and self-acceptance.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Hmm. Yeah, I was just sharing how, you know, for many years, I was miserable for in my life. And it wasn't that things didn't happen to me, it wasn't that wrongs didn't happen to me, but everything is how you choose to deal with it. You know, how you choose to see your life. It's your outlook, it's your focus, and all I was doing was focusing my attention on what others had done to me, but I was taking zero accountability to what I had done and what I had not done, and also what role did I play in it, you know? I wasn't choosing to be accountable for myself. So I
And
needed to work on that.
and actually, we're very guilty. A lot of us are very guilty of pointing the finger or the fault, putting the fault elsewhere. And I can actually, I know where you were at, why you did what you did, because we have all been there. I have been there. When I was getting, married when I was younger, I remember my sisters, Marlene, very clearly, very, very clearly, and insistently asking me, "Are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure this is what you want to do? You're only, 19 years old at this point." When he asked for my hand in marriage, I was 18, right? Doesn't matter. But I was so young, and my sister, she kept on asking me if I was sure, if I was certain that that's what I wanted. And I said, of course, yes, that's what I want. And, I have decided, and we have made plans, and I'm still going to go to school, and this and that. And my sister continued to ask me, if that's what I wanted. And then she said, well, you can go to school. You don't have to get married, right? You can still go to school. But I, I was insistent on getting married, and living that happily ever after type of thing. I didn't understand, Marlene, what my sisters were trying to tell me,
Yeah,
and
I
what they were
can't.
preventing me from going through,
Yeah, but
right?
you know how it is though, Nexie. Honestly, we all have been there. I think just about every person has been there, that when you like somebody, you care about somebody, you only see the pluses. You don't see all of the red flags, the things that you should be running the other way from that individual.
Is
You
that what
only
you said?
see, yeah. Mhm.
But this is the thing, though, and this is why I'm telling you, I was saying, oh, I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Right? Everything that I was gonna do in my head, in my fairy tale mind head. I knew I was gonna go to school. There was no doubt on that. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to finish school and everything. But what my sisters were trying to tell me, by not telling me but questioning, because they knew that that's how I do. Like, they didn't want to tell me what to do, right? Because they didn't want me later for me to say, you said this to me, or because of you, blah blah blah. So, but what they were trying to tell me is, you're going into a relationship, a very, very, very important, huge commitment and committed relationship. You're just a child. You can still go to school, do everything you want, and you haven't enjoyed life, which is what I know my sister was trying to tell me. Now I know that that's what she was trying to tell me. Like, she got married young, and so she was trying to stop me from going on that direction. But the naive me, and stubborn and bratty me, oh no, I'm getting married, oh yeah, to Prince Charming.
Yeah.
We're gonna live in the Sleeping Beauty castle at Disney.
Yeah, the fairy tale, queen, princess and prince life, everything is going to be perfect until reality sets in, and then you say to yourself one day, who did I marry?
No, or you said, what did I do?
Mhm. Yeah.
but you see that sometimes when we're trying to prevent someone we love from doing certain things like that, right? You tell them, don't do it because of this and this and this. When you do that, if the relationship, even if they go on, it doesn't work out, you're kind of like in the bullseye of, because of you, it didn't work out. You jinxed it, or you did this, or you did that, whatever, right? They can come back with that. But when somebody asks you, and in different ways, the reason, or for you to tell them why you're doing certain things, which is what I think my sister missed on asking me, why are you doing this, right? Or why do you want to get married now? She will say, are you sure? Because I remember that. Both of my sisters did. But not the why. Like,
Mm.
why are you doing, like, and so those questions. But when people are when you're put in those situations, it's very hard for you to listen to any reasoning, any I don't know, your ears, your eyes, everything closes, nothing goes in. But you have to be grown up enough. Now I'm grown enough to say, hey, I made a mistake.
Mhm.
I understand now when my sisters asked me, if I was sure, if I was certain, if I was 100, if I was convinced, if and several times, are you sure? and I had to take accountability for the role I played on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going getting married so young, not enjoying life, not dating because I didn't have that, what other girls have, that the boyfriend at 20 or at 18 or high school or after that, and they get married late in their 30s like my kids did. So I didn't have any of that. And
Mm-hmm.
I get what my sister who got married young was trying to tell me, be careful because it's not, unicorns and fairy tales and
Mm-hmm.
Tinkerbells all
Right.
over the house. It's
Yeah.
two grown-ups, doing whatever. So you have to take accountability for the mistakes, but you learn from them and you have to find a way to move on and become better, grow from it, become more resilient and not give up. You have to find a way to do all those things.
Exactly, Nexi. Oh, hold on 1 second. I just want to welcome in friends with super channels. Welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to the Sip and Chat. What are you sipping on? From me and my co-host Nexi. Continue, Nexi.
Oh, no, I was just saying, that we have to at one point take accountability because you can blame everybody around you. You should have taken care of me better. You should have said this to me. You should have done this to me. But in reality, you were an adult. You had people around you. You didn't want to listen. You didn't want to go there. You didn't want to pay attention to what, and you took, like I took the decision of I'm gonna do it no matter what. So there was no convincing me otherwise. So when things don't work out, or you start growing apart from, I'm talking about my marriage in this case, right? When things start falling apart and you start outgrowing each other intellectually, physically, emotionally, when those things happen, that this is when you get that everybody was telling me this. When you start living with them and they're not who you were dating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I get what my sister was doing. Or what so and so meant when she said, he's not going to be your boyfriend forever. He's going to be your husband now. Like you start putting those things, but you have to, you know, whatever happens in life, you have to stop hiding, face them, face whatever it is and take accountability. That's the only way, Marlene, that we can stop living in our shadows, by taking
Yeah.
ownership of the mistakes that we have made.
Yeah, but taking ownership of your mistakes means that there are some things that you don't want to go into that because it's so painful. It's so painful to, go back into some things that was personally traumatic, or, some of the things that people may have said to you, even when you doubted yourself. It's hard to make yourself go back to that, but it's important to push through that anyways, and also to check your ego at the door. Learn to be humble and say, if I want my life to get better, I have to resolve it. And that's one thing about, if you don't resolve things from, whether it be a marriage, a friendship, um maybe some decisions that you made financially, if you don't come to terms with that, I made a poor decision, and not accepting it, you do that over and over again. You will make the same type of poor decisions in other areas of your life until you can actually allow yourself to be at the point in your life where you say, I did this and that wasn't good, and I should have done this. I needed to do some research, or I should have took some more time, or I should not have ignored the red flags. When we do that, that's how we grow and we make better decisions. Hey, retirement days, comfort foods, and more. And also, when we do that, also, Nexi, it also helps us to get into the healing process.
Mm-hmm.
I found for myself, it wasn't until I humble myself and I let my ego go, what other people thought about me, all the projections. When I stopped listening to all that white noise in the background, or other people and their projections, and how much they liked or didn't like me, I had to, silence that and just tune into my own self. And until you start focusing on yourself, what did I do? What did I not do? And then how can I grow from this? How can I mature? Until you do that, you're going to be struggling with those feelings, with those fears, with that shame, until you allow yourself to let it go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and it's a process. But the thing is that a lot of times, it because it's easier, right, not to deal with it. It's a lot easier that
Mhm.
way. You don't have to deal with it. Okay, cool, that's cool. I don't have to. I'll think about it next time. Next week I'll probably look into it and see, how I'm doing emotionally, whatever. But in order for you not to go backwards instead of moving forward, as we're talking about, you need to, how can I, for me, the process I did, Marlene, okay, the process I did is because you go through all this different, like you said, I'm not gonna, I don't care who likes me, doesn't like me, but for you to say that, you have to work very hard on yourself to get secure, to get confident, to have that, hey, you know what, as long as I like me, that's all it matters.
Mhm.
But how many hours it took for you to be working on yourself to get there, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, with your therapist, by yourself, because you had to do a lot of homework, as I called it, a lot of work on yourself outside the therapist office. So whatever it is that you have to do, um, to move on, and to feel better, and to not walk, in your shadow, you have to take inventory of you, which is what I did. I had to take that inventory, like, okay, what have I accumulated? How much time have I wasted? Why I went that direction I did? And once I did that, then you start taking ownership of, okay, do I need help in order for me to move on? What kind of help do I need? By this point, Marlene, I had all the arsenal because I had already been in therapy, right? I'm talking about, the end of a relationship. um, had to go back and have a few more sessions, and then I had to begin from scratch because it's a new problem, right? It's not the old me, but it's something new that I've never navigated. I know how to do. So I started working on that. So in order for you to do all these things, you need to take accountability. You need to check with you, what is it that you need, and fulfill those needs, and take care of all that before you can, you know how can I say, like, again, you know not walk in your own shadow, not
Right.
be not be your mistakes, not be the mistakes you made in the past. Leave those exactly where they are in the past, and just deal with the mistakes that you'll be making, the day that, every day that you wake up, the new mistakes you're going to be making. So prepare for those. Work on the ones you left so that you don't remake them, right?
Yeah, that's that I think that's the whole thing, is that you can say what I did, that was a poor decision, or the person who did something to you, they made a poor decision. But also, the whole thing is not repeating the cycle, because if you don't do anything about, what you've done, and healing and growing from it, you're going to choose somebody just like the bad person that you broke up with before. You're going to keep choosing the same type of men or women, or you're going to choose the same sort of toxic friendships, or
I was about to go there.
yeah,
Yeah.
or what, wherever it is. But I just want to pause for a moment while it's in my brain and say it. When I went in therapy, um after I some time I had dealt with some issues that I went in for first, But then when I got to the point where I was just so like overwhelmed with, why didn't I have a loving mother? That bothered me for a long time. And then, boy, when I tell you that, what hit the fan, when they told me, say, yeah, she may not have been a loving mother, but you were a hard person to love. It was like, eek.
Mirror, meet Marlene. Right?
Yeah, so it was one of those things like we want certain things from people, but also, w- are you really looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, am I an easy person to get along with? Am I a kind person? Like we want people to love us, to forgive us, to be all of these things for us, but really, how are we?
Yeah.
Because we tend to say, when it comes to ourselves, take it easy, don't talk about my flaws, but other people, oh no, we have to highlight all their flaws, but us, we're perfect.
And again, I'm glad you brought that up, Marlene. I'm gonna say it again and again because you bring this point sometimes that they're in my head but they haven't come out yet. But this is the thing though. It's like when I went after my the ending of my relationship, and then what role did you play? What? No, 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 no. Listen, you haven't heard a word I said. I'm here because he made this mistake, right? But when I had to be faced with what role did you play in order for him to, you know, that he made that mistake, there must have been something missing there. And that is one of the hardest things that you are going to be told, right? You mean I'm not perfect? I mean,
Yeah,
seriously, look at me. Look at me. Come on. I'm
yeah.
a walking image of perfection.
And
What?
that's what I was like, well, look at me. you know
Exactly. Look, I'm sitting right here with you. I mean, I'm paying on time. I'm always here. I'm so easy to talk to. You see, we're talking one on one. I mean, unless you say something I don't like, then there will be a problem. But I'm not the problem. It's my family. So,
hmm
when you're faced with in a relationship, Marlene, because I think it's probably the most recent, besides other losses, but those are different than when you end a relationship, especially a long-term relationship. It's kind of like it's like when you lose someone like through passing to the next life. It's the death of something that was there for a long time,
hmm
right? That was beautiful at one point. So you mourn that loss as well. Like you're mourning someone that has left this world is and has translated to another one. And so it's a loss, it's a mourning process like that. The problem with a lot of people when they move from one to the other to the next to the next to the next and they continue with that cycle is that they never mourn those losses, so they're never accountable for the mistakes and they continue to make them, which is the difference between you and I can say very proudly that I'm not living in my shadow. I'm not hiding there either. I worked on myself enough to be able to face the sun full blast. But of
Yeah.
course it has taken several years of therapies and a lot of tears and a lot of anger and a lot of everything that it has to bring you to the next level of your acceptance of the role that you played.
hmm Yeah, and it's such a hard pill to swallow when you find out, yes, we can't discount that people will hurt us, that people will disappoint us, that people will take advantage of you, but also you also have to add to that, what did I accept? What did I allow from them? And also what did I do? too as well. So you have to take both sides of the coin. If you're going to put it out there that somebody did something to you, you also have to say, what did I do and what did I allow?
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, I'm walking perfection, so I don't know where you're coming from with that statement, Marlene. But again, it's the it's that looking, it's like looking through like yourself, through yourself in a mirror, right? You know, when you look at yourself, oh my god, I'm so pretty, but then you look beyond that. Oh, I don't know, this eyeshadow probably doesn't look good on me. Oh my god, it looks so good on the, you know, when I put it on earlier, but I don't think it, you know what I mean, like looking yourself in different angles, which is what you do when you're trying a new dress, when you're wearing a new hairstyle, when you put your makeup on. So looking at ourselves on the roles we play, on the different things that happens to us in lives, is that we have to look at different angles. You know, a relationship is the same thing. It's not just the, and I don't mean just romantic, I mean friendships too, you know. They are also, they have to be looked at, you know, in different angles. And why do I keep on picking this type of people? Why does this keep on happening to me? What role am I playing by inviting or
Mhm.
allowing people like that?
Yeah, that's the
It's
part
hard, super hard,
that that's
super hard.
so hard. That's so hard to look at yourself and be like, I was stubborn, I was ignorant, I was lazy, I was very gullible. It's hard to say those things about yourself, but it's the truth. And until you can receive that about yourself, you're not going to make any progress, and there's not going to be any healing to take place, because until you heal that situation, you're going to keep doing that in different aspects. So maybe it was a breakup, but then you may start selecting toxic friendships, or you may choose toxic people in business, or whatever it is. You're going to still pick up the same type of people until you confront it, and then heal from it, and accept what you did, what they did, and then say, moving forward, I'm not going to do this, or I will do this, or whatever it is. That's how you grow, and that's how you don't make uh like a cycle of the same bad behaviors and choices.
It's true, and it's true. But you know, the thing that I learned, Marlene, from, because like you said, it's super hard to get there. You know, don't expect it to be on the first session you have, or the first person you try to speak about, or fix yourself, whatever it is that you're going to try. It doesn't happen on the first session, right? It takes several sessions to get there. But I think that, you know, the when you face yourself, because you have to do that, it's like a face off. You have to face yourself. You have to look at the imperfect you. And for me, I don't strive for perfection per se. I don't. Right? I don't. It will be something that it wouldn't make sense in my head. But again, you have to also know that you're not, even though you don't strive for that. A lot of times we think we're perfect. We think that there's
Hello,
nothing wrong with
stop reading my mind.
wait, perfection. Meet Marlene, right? You know,
Hmm.
but the acceptance of, oh, I'm not perfect. The
Hmm.
acceptance of,
Uh-oh. Come back, Nexie, as soon as you can. Also, we also have to say, we're not perfect in everything, but also, what do we do? What did we aid in this situation? What type of person were we? Were we kind? Did we take advantage of the person? All of those things that, yes, while other people, we do have to see that part too. the things that other people will do, but also we have to say, what did we do as well? You know, other people, yes, they can do wrong. Yes, they can hurt us. Yes, they can disappoint you and not do what we actually were wanting or seeking, especially in romantic relationship. We can say what they're not doing, but also what aren't we doing as well. It has to be, you have to look at both sides of the coin, both sides of the equation, and yeah, and do that. So that's the first thing, to talk about, the past. So let me put up my second bullet point. First point was, we all have a past. We all have done things in the past, and things were also done to us. But now we're to the point, after we have confronted the past, we have to admit that we all make mistakes. We all do. We all do wrong things. We all hurt other people. We can't just look at other people and be very judgmental, or to think that we know everything that others have going on. We really don't know. We think sometimes we know what other people are dealing with and going through, especially, relatives, your children, but you really don't know everything that's going on in their personal life. You don't know the struggles uh that happened. Um okay, it kicked you out and won't let you back in. Oh, hold on. Let me put the link is still in the chat. Nexi, try again. It's one of those things that you just have to do the best that you can, and just allow yourself to just be like, this decision that I made, it was a mistake. I should not have done it. Now, what would have been a better thing to do? Instead of just be like, oh, it's not my fault, it's other people's fault. See, that's how we show whether we are making progress, whether we are, doing better, or if we're just allowing, the situation to control us. We also have to say, what did I do? What did I do wrong? And what did I do right? And the same thing for the others, especially in romantic relationships. We do have to also say, what do they do well, and give them support as well as ourselves.
Nope, nope. Mm-mm. I'm so sorry, Marlene. This is the second time that it does this to me. Kicks me out. I don't know if it's StreamYard or what it is, and it wouldn't let me back in. It's so
uh,
frustrating. I'm sorry about that.
that's
But
okay.
as I was saying earlier, the acceptance of that, I think it's one of the, like, it's the hardest, but it's the most important task, or the most important thing you will do for you, because as you just said it, allowing yourself to accept your imperfect you, take ownership of the mistakes that you have made, allows you to be exactly where you just, to be at where you just said right now. Allowing that to sink in allows you to say, hey, this person was so nice in this other area. This person used to do this person used to do that. It has this nice quality. Even if the friendship or relationship hasn't lasted, accepting your imperfect you and owning it allows you to see that it just wasn't a one-sided thing, that you played a big role on the reason why things didn't work, or why you continue to select this particular set of friends. But
Yeah.
it is very hard to get there, Marlene, and it's very difficult to accept, especially if there's betrayal, right? If there's cheating, if
Hmm.
there's something like that, or if there's gossiping behind your back, accepting that it's painful, and accepting that you played a role on somebody's betrayal, it's very hard, but it's actually also very mature. And
Mhm.
it shows that you have a sane mind, a sane brain.
Exactly. And I like that you said that. That it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to look at yourself and just say, this is what I did. But I've got to highlight this comment from Friends with Super Channels. And she says, it's a journey to make changes in your life. So do it one day at a time. Practice new behaviors every day. That's how I did it. Breathe first, think, and walk away.
That's what I always do. I walk away because I'm like, nope, nope, no matter what. And you are so correct. It is a journey. It is a journey.
Hmm. Yeah. And
As perfect as I am, I have to admit that it is a journey.
exactly, Lexi,
No,
exactly.
no, it's perfect.
As
As
per,
perfect as I.
and guess what? Everybody in this chat, we're all perfect. Isn't it crazy that there's so many unicorns in here?
Yes, as perfect as I am, I have to accept that others have imperfections.
Yep. But not us though, right? Not
My,
us.
you know,
Just the other people. I have to
eh,
be patient with them.
no, no, the Marlene, that is something my therapist, after he got very frustrated with me, that's exactly what he said. I mean, as perfect as you are, I mean, I'm sorry for everybody else that is the as perfect as you are. I'm sorry that everybody else has are the only ones that have imperfections, right? And I looked at him like, "What? You're lying." I'm not lying. I'm just not admitting that I'm not perfect. That's different.
And the whole thing about it, even though we're laughing about it, it's something we can only laugh about it now that we have confronted it.
Yes.
Once you face yourself. I've learned to, once I face my all the skeletons in the closet, the things that I've done, that I was an actual brat, growing up. I was a hard person to deal with. I was hard headed. I didn't listen. I could go down all the list of everything that I've done in my life, but I can do that not because I don't have shame like before. I think why I would keep things to myself and keep things in the closet, secretive and hidden, because I was ashamed of myself. I was ashamed to say that I make mistakes, that I've done wrong, that I've been hurt, that people have hurt me. That's embarrassing to admit that. But once we do that, we can grow, and then those secrets don't have power over us or take
There.
away our energy.
Clap, clap, clap. That's amazing. Exactly. Exactly, Marlene. And the thing with me is, I got thrown out of the office a few times. I'm not here to waste time. If you're gonna lie to me, then get out. If you're not gonna talk to me, with truth and whatever, get out. I did get, thrown out a couple of times. Because, we go back to the same thing. Admitting that you are at fault when somebody has hurt you, I think is something very difficult. Where all the time I could not do it. But I practiced it every day until I did it. Hmm. Marlene, did I lose you again? Oh no, I think I did.
Okay. I think I'm back. I don't know what happened to Miss Nexie. I hope she comes back. But it kicked me out my studio too. Just a bad day with StreamYards. So I'm gonna put the link into the chat again. So we're gonna continue. I don't know where Miss Nexie was, but um let's highlight friends with super channels comment. Um, well, all the time I could not do it. Breathe, think, and walk away. But I practiced it every day until I did it. That's when I knew things that's when I knew things don't bother me the same anymore. Ciao bye. Yeah. It's one of those things that until you go through something in your life and you go through certain difficulties and problems and all of those things, you just you just can't understand certain things until it becomes you, you know? Until it becomes you, you're just not going to be able to cope with it. So, I think that's one of the things that I had to learn to as well, to just allow myself to just be who I was.
And but again, we go back to the same thing. It's is acceptance is key on anything you do. um like if you're gonna go to therapy, accept that you need the help that you're seeking, right? Own it and say, you know what, I need it no matter what it is. I'm broken. I need something else. If it's a bad friendship that you picked, then accept that you were the one who made that mistake, and only then you're gonna be able to move through life without shame. You're gonna get like the title says, you're gonna start walking out, away from your shadow, and those people that are toxic and negative. Only when you work on yourself, you have the ability not to allow people like that back, or not to pick people like that.
Yes, exactly. Next thing I and it's so crazy how until you grow up and mature, you don't understand those things. I used to always ask myself, why do I keep getting these kinds of guys? Like what is wrong? Like are they drawn like a magnet to me? But it was because I keep choosing the same type of person because I haven't healed from choosing those sort of manipulative or whatever type of individual in a relationship because I didn't mature and think that I deserve better than just selecting the bottom of the barrel.
Exactly. And actually, they were seeing and they were being attracted to the broken you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you were giving them that broken person. So the only thing you were gonna be able to, to get were people that were attracted to that.
Yes.
Nothing good. And but like I said, I have been, it hasn't been easy for me to get to the point that I am now. It took a lot of work, a lot of for self forgiveness, because you have to forgive yourself. Even if people have hurt you, have harmed you, you have to forgive yourself, because a lot of times we blame ourselves for the things that happen to us. And when we're little, that 5-year-old inside of me still blames herself, right? And gets mad at me all the time. But I had to learn to forgive myself for the mistakes that I
Mhm.
have made in life, because only then was I gonna be able to see me for who I am, work on me for a better me, and work on building better relationships in the future. But I had to forgive me.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that a lot of times I didn't understand that, that forgiveness thing had nothing to do with other people. I had to forgive others so that I could be able to do the things that I was meant to do and to draw the right relationship. And you can't do that until you allow yourself to forgive others and forgive yourself. You'll never get into your purpose and your joy and many other things that you're meant to have.
Yeah, exactly. But Marlene, that part that I was like, what do you mean forgive me? And my therapist said, yeah, you have to forgive yourself. Forgive me for what? I have been the victim in this whole thing. But you have to forgive yourself because you have allowed yourself to get this broken without seeking the help that you needed. You have allowed yourself to pick toxic friendships, toxic relationships. You have allowed others to hurt you. So you have to forgive you before you can do anything else in life.
Exactly, Nexi. And exactly. And that's why this point right here, we all doubt ourselves, but we have to work on self acceptance.
Hmm.
And that self acceptance, that yes, that forgiveness that you were just talking about is key. It's so important and all of that. But also, after we forgive ourselves, we have to accept ourselves for who we are, that, for accept yourself and receive yourself for everything that you are, your flaws, your good things about you, your good qualities. You have to receive everything about yourself and accept yourself for who you are, for what you have been through, all of that. And until you get that, you're going to continue to keep skeletons in the closet,
Hmm.
because if you don't know how to love yourself, learn to be by yourself and to uh, like just being you, and enjoying your own company, you can never receive having the company of another person.
It's true. And acceptance is something that, again, it comes with forgiveness, right? You forgive your mistakes, you forgive your flaws, you forgive everything. That doesn't mean you forget them. What forgiving means is that you're allowing room in your heart, in your mind, in your soul to let go of the mistakes that you have made, and then come back to find out who you truly are and work on that to become better, a better person, a better friend, a better girlfriend, a better wife, a better whatever, a better mom, whatever it is that you want to. But in order for you to get to this point, you have to let go. I am content by being at home. After, like, if I have to work, I come home, I can stay by myself, read a good book, whatever. I love my own company, because before I was go 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 because I didn't like my company. I
Mhm.
had not worked on me. Now that I have worked on me, that I have understood, and I, like I said before, and I'm, won't get tired of saying this. When I learned to who I was, from therapy and everything, I love the person I am. I accept that I'm the
Mhm.
person that likes to stay home. you
Yeah.
know I don't like to go out, be out and about. Before, I will be out all the time because I didn't want to face me. But
Oh, I
once
got
I did that, I love being by myself.
Yeah. And I will add to that. I learned when I was in therapy, and you guys got to get ready. Get ready. Move your toes out of the way, because this may step on a few toes. But I found the reason why I always wanted to be around a crowd and a group of people is because when you're in a group of people, it will distract you from doing what you need to do. If you're with other people, then you can put off, procrastinate, you can be lazy, because you're just involved with them and what they're doing and having fun and laughing. But when I'm by myself, that's when I would hear all of the things, you should be doing this, and I didn't want to hear that.
Being in a group, which is what the therapist said, it quiets all of the the responsible little person in your head. It quiets that person down. Yeah, 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 whatever, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm here right now. I don't have to deal with all of those things in my head. So keeping company, allows you to continue to be the broken self you are.
Hmm. Yes, and this comment I'm going to highlight from Friends with Super Channels. Yes, I love my own company too. I had to forgive me and start loving me. This is why I am so on the fence about a relationship. I love the peace I have. Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
Friends with super channels. So do I. I'm with you on this one. I love the company I keep, which is me. I love the fact that I can do whatever I want whenever I want it. And if I don't want to do anything, I don't have to.
Yep, and you don't have to explain it to anybody. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Hmm.
Nope.
Hmm.
But to be able to get to this point, Marlene, where we're at right now, there's been a lot of work done on us, a lot of
Hmm.
years of work
Yeah.
done on us.
A lot of accountability, a lot of
Tears,
tears,
a lot of anger.
fears, anger, confrontation,
Yes.
accountability,
Mhm.
humility, a lot of,
Ownership.
yeah, a lot of all of that. And um I can say I'm grateful for my tears. I'm grateful for my struggle, that I allowed myself to be vulnerable enough to say, I didn't want to be like people that I knew, in past generations of my relatives that stayed miserable talking about the same thing 30 years later. I said, I don't want to be that little old lady in a rocking chair still getting mad about what happened 30, 40, 50 years ago. I want to be the little old lady looking at my memory books, my pictures, my whatever, saying I lived an amazing life because I put in the work.
Exactly. And I have to say this. I was told by someone, when I told her that I was going through to therapy, and this person, she asked me, what is wrong with you? Why are you going to therapy? Are you crazy or something? And I said, no, the reason why I'm going to therapy is because I don't want to be you. I
Mm,
don't want to end up like you. I don't want to be you 30, 40 years from now. So I
uh,
have to work on me so that I can never, ever, ever risk ending like you.
yeah, I think that that's an important thing, what you just said, Nexie. I think it's important for us to acknowledge this, that we're the people in our life. When you look at people, and just like you said, how you said you didn't want to be like this certain individual, and the same thing for me too. I
Hmm.
didn't want to be like people that I knew, my relatives or friends of the family or associates. I look at people and I would see how miserable they are, and I'm like, but I'm like that too. And I was like, but how do I change? And I just, honestly, I had to say to myself, I don't know how to change, because this is
Hmm.
just how I've been all these years. This is how everybody I know is. How do
Exactly.
you change?
How do
So
you
I,
break that mold?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yep,
And that's the thing. You have to have the guts to do it. You have to stick to the program, as they say, right? It's not
mm-hmm,
easy because it's not something that comes out natural for us. It's something that we have to thought ourselves. We
mm-hmm,
had to go and say, hey, you need to be patient, okay? You need to be, in the moment. You need to know that this is going to be difficult. This is going to be hard, but you're going to become the better because of it. There were times that
mm-hmm.
we wanted to quit because I remember I was like, I'm not going to go anymore. That's it. If I don't get the hours, who cares?
Yeah, this is too hard.
This is too hard. He's always telling me I'm wrong. He's always saying it's my mistake. It's my fault. So,
Yeah.
it is difficult, but, sticking to it makes you the person that we are today. It makes us a better person.
Exactly, Nextly. That's the whole thing. And that's the reason why I wanted to have this amazing podcast today about running from your own shadow, the past, the mistakes, and the self-acceptance, because we could all be happier individuals. And when you have a happy person, it makes happy families, and happy families make happy communities. And people would just be so much better if people would work on themselves and their own families, one person at a time.
What she said.
Yeah.
Exactly, Marlene. We we become, that powerhouse, right? That we have seen on
Mhm.
other females or other, males too, that they have this powerhouse. They're so amazing all around. Working on yourselves gives you the ability to be there one day if that's what you choose to be. And if you just want to keep it, on around your family, around your friends, close friends or whatever, not going out and trying to help everybody else in the world, you can keep it there, but knowing that because of the way that you have worked on you, the next generation that is going to continue your bloodline is going to be the better for it because they
Yeah.
have you in it.
Yeah, and that's so true, Nexi. And this is not an easy topic to cover. It's not easy to be vulnerable and to say, I didn't always do the right thing. It's hard to accept things that you've done. It's hard to say you've been hurt, and you didn't always do the best thing, and you allow people to step on you, and you were a doormat for other people, or whatever the case may be. But it's all about, at, at some period of time in our life, we have to look at the things that we've done, the things that other people
Hmm.
have done to us, so that we can be better, parents, better sisters, brothers, cousins, aunts, friends, spouses. We can be better in those roles because we worked on ourselves, our own personal relationship with ourselves. And when you become a better woman or a man, you become a better every other relationship.
Exactly, you become a better human being. I mean, as perfect as I
Mhm.
was, when I learned that I too have had hurt people, and you start going, right, you start taking accountability, you start going, wait, yeah, you're right, when I did that, I'm sure she probably got hurt because I said that. Or when I didn't show up to this, I'm sure she probably got, or he probably got hurt because I didn't show up. So when you start going backwards on what you have done, which is why I say, self forgiveness is important, because that's the only way you're going to be able to see everything else the right way. You're gonna be able to say, you know what, I did make a mistake here.
Mhm.
I didn't. I wasn't present here. I did give you all the responsibilities of this, or I took all your the responsibilities of me just because I didn't want your help. So you have to have that balance. And yeah, you're gonna have. We're not saying we're perfect. That's not what we're saying here, and we're not striving for that, because that will be a role that nobody can ever fill.
Yeah.
Nobody except God. He's the only perfect one here. But we were just saying that we're a better version than what we were before.
Exactly, Nexi, exactly. We're just trying to be better human beings, and like my therapist always said, just one day at a time. Just improve yourself one day at a time. Be a better version of yourself every single day. And it does start with, stop running from your own shadow, your past, things that happened to you, and just like me, bringing in your running shoes. Stop running from it and confront it, so that you can, just not only feel better, but you will be better, and you will, not be toxic. Like, because that's
Yeah.
one thing that I think that will be good to talk on another topic is, realizing that how toxic you were. So I feel like that would be a good thing to talk about on the next sip and chat. So final thoughts, Miss Nexie?
Um, just that, remember that, the only person that can change you, it's you. The only person that can improve who you are and have a better version of you, it's only you. Nobody else can do it for you. And thinking of how you will feel before you act on others is very important. It's the only way you're going to be able to take accountability.
Yes, I agree 100% with you, Miss Nexie. And um, let's just try our best to want better for ourselves, want better for ourselves in our life, and it all starts with a simple thing as learning to accept that we need some help, that we need to face things, that we need to forgive. And that's where it starts in the healing process, because this is why I do these podcasts, this is why I do these topics and live streams, just because I know what it feels like to feel terrible about yourself. I know what it feels like to cry yourself to sleep and to feel so down and distraught, and feel depressed, like your life is just depressing. And it's because you put yourself in that prison. You've caged yourself just like that caged bird. But we each have the keys, we each have the tools, and they're out there ready for us, but we have to put in the work and work on ourselves. And for some that may be therapy, for some that's counseling, for some that's spiritual support. But it starts with saying, I'm not going to act like nothing happened. I'm not going to throw things in the back. I'm not going to hide things and do like way back in the day where people pretended that they saw things, but they never would talk about it. So we're not going to do that. We're going to grow as human beings, and that this is why we do the sip and chat, for personal growth, for accountability. So thank you so much for being a part of this, Miss Nexie.
Oh, Marlene, thank you. I couldn't have said that better myself. That is beautiful. And it's the reason why I like coming up here and talking, because we need to show everybody that nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And that they can have a medium where they can come and listen to others and participate if they want to, with questions or, or suggestions or just comments, even just a small comment makes a difference on you.
Mhm.
Because you know that you're not alone. That's the whole point. You're not the only one going through this. There's millions of people going through this. The difference here is that we're trying to help each other,
Mhm.
one
We're trying.
another, with this talk. So thank you, Marlene, Miss Marlene, for having me. It's always a pleasure talking to you on this platform. And until the next sip and chat.
Yes, until the next sip and chat. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Nexie. And thank you to everybody who tuned in today live, or those who watch in the replay. Let me know in the comment section below. Have you done some working on yourself? Are you stopping yourself from running from your own shadow? Have you faced it? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you're new to the sip and chat, subscribe to this channel and share this out on your social media with somebody that you know would enjoy this content. Thank you all so much for joining me and Miss Nexie today. And we'll see you on the next Sip and Chat.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming. Bye, Marlene.
Bye.